Well, it's time for the Telford rundown. There's a few things on the bench here, some of which you haven't seen before, some of which you have. Now, this is what I took, and this all got entered into the competition, so we'll run through that. There's nothing else there, so how did they do? We'll have to find out. We've got the Spitfire that we knew wasn't going to do anything. And then there's a few other little things there that's a surprise. So, yes, let's talk about the show for a start. Overall, a show of two halves. Let's talk about very quickly about the announcements. Airfix 109 G6 124 scale, BF 109 E4 from Qatari. Bit of interesting news on there, which Paddy's Model World broke, which is that's actually going to be a Romanian scheme in there, which he worked out by looking at the piece of paper that we had that I haven't brought up here. And you could see there was a spade grip and a few other bits, and he went and spoke to Mark, and he said, yeah, feel free to break the news. So there's going to be a Romanian one in there at least. I mean, let's hope the first 109E boxing from Qatari is not a Romanian one. That might be a backstep. We'll see. Long way off. Anyway, what else was announced? That's all I can really remember myself. There was much more. It's like I'm missing one big one, but I can't remember. It's 109s for me. So yeah, loving the Qatari stuff. Long may it continue. And the Airfix stuff, well, yeah, don't mind Airfix. As far as I'm concerned with the channel, it's a bit funny because we were doing some stuff together, and then they never really sort of carried that on. So every other YouTuber that you've seen is either seen the kit or been involved with it at the show, or is going to get one to review and build and all the rest of it. But that's not going to be me, so there's not much I can say about it other than it's a good kit, and like everything else, you know, I've got two 1/32 Tamiya Spitfires. I've got a Mark 9, I've got a Mark 8, so I wouldn't buy a 1/24 one. Similarly, a 109 G6, you'd think it's right up my street, and it sort of is, you know, it's got the Erla canopy in it, it's got all the different tails, it's got the wooden fin and everything like that, but again, 1/24, it's not really what I do, so I'm sure lots of people would be interested in it. May pick one up when it's sat at Jablum for 65 quid, but until those days, that's probably going to pass me by on both the channel and interest. The show as a whole, best I've been to for a long time, probably ever. The sort of general vibe was one of happiness and excitement, which is nice. Did a bit of networking with some people, so managed to meet a few new people. Had a chat with Jeff Coughlin from Scalemodelling Now. I bumped into friend of the channel, David Lane, who's I remember when I first saw his stuff, and he said he liked the channel. If you don't know who he is, he paints figures. I just reminded myself. It's always gone round in my head. I looked at his figures and I went, oh, they're good. You ever put them in any competitions? He's like, yes. I'll say no more, those of you who know. So yeah, I had a couple chats with him. Met, I won't say his full name, but I'll speak to him directly. Gary, I met in the competition area, who did very well. He put his models out after I put mine out, and I thought, I got a chance here. And then he puts his out, 1, 2 in the same class, and I thought, well, gold, silver. And I thought, so we're all fighting for bronze then. I had a long chat with Gary. I was meant to try and connect with you. So I don't know if you're on Facebook or anything, but send me an email and the link down below if you want to keep in touch. We were talking like that, I think, you know. So that was very good. Met plenty of people around the show, which was very, very nice. Lots of interactions, very good. There was I don't know how many people actually stopped and talked to me. Like a few others, I got asked for an autograph, so that was new. Luckily, that happened in front of Tim and Paddy, so that was perfect, just perfect. Oh, I have your autograph, and just so I went, oh, do you want to go on? No, not interested. Sully, that was funny. I walked away from that thinking I just met the my best friend from school that I hadn't seen. We had a right old proper like, how you doing, mate? Yeah, great. Go, have a great. Yeah, nice to see you. Carry on, mate. So that's have a brew and a bicky. That was Sully. Yeah, so he came and went. Saw plenty of faces I knew. Lots of nice comments from people. Lots of knowing nods as well. Bit of all right, mate. So I can only imagine they're fans of the channel again, just to fill up that social jar that I always need got my imaginary jar. I need it filling up with social praise always. So that's full to the brim, just to knock my little top hat off. Yeah, so that was very good. Competition. That was funny as well. Picking up my stuff. I stepped over a chap who was loading some very large Phantoms in. And I said, mind if I just step over there? And he goes, yeah, carry on, Jason. I was walking up to get my foot. Carry on, Jason. And I noticed I met him a couple of years ago. So again, I hope you're all watching this. You can leave all this down in the comments. I said I'd be doing a video to a few of you. And certainly, say I'm the one who said, or you all said, you don't know me, but I know you. Yeah, so it was lots of very surreal for me. I'm going to a show expecting no one to know who I am. Why would you? But of course, then it's the same as I know who people who are doing YouTube as well, because I watch their videos and I see them and I think, oh, that's so, you've got to, it's sort of understanding the concept that people watch this. Many of you will be watching this on your TV in your living room. So tricky on this side of the camera. We don't, well, I don't anyway. I'm sure a lot of us don't do this for expecting praise. So you just got to take it when it comes and be very grateful, which I am. Was there with went up with Tim, met Paddy. That's who we were kind of at the show with, and we actually displayed Southwest Aviation in Scale, which is a special interest group that this is Tim Scale Modelling, Paddy's Model World, both YouTube channels. So Southwest Aviation in Scale is a special interest group which is run by Tim, and it is just, funny enough, it's aviation that's specific to the southwest of England. And that basically runs from the tip of Cornwall all the way to Wiltshire, Hampshire border. So sort of grabs a bit of Bournemouth, but doesn't go past that into Southampton, if that makes sense. And it's amazing. Basically, everything is there apart from bombers, which are all a bit further up in the country, but so much interesting aircraft. It's not as simple as stuff that flew over, but yeah, there we are. So that's that. So thoroughly enjoyed the show, thoroughly enjoyed a bit of networking, speaking to modelers who are far better at this than me, and I'm struggling to know what to add, but having interesting conversations nonetheless. So let's talk about the competition entries. So let's start with the first one. This is the Spitfire that I talked about. So this is up on the channel, full build. It made it all the way back with the canopy that is not connected. So yeah, full build up on the channel. This is the one that I said, certainly won't make anything just putting it in to have a Spitfire there. And it was one of many. There was a lot of Spitfires, funny enough. So a lot of people had the same idea. That did place, surprisingly to me, and it placed with bronze. So very happy. We got the new form of medal. Not that I know, because I get them every year. No, I've had a silver before a long time ago, and it was quite sort of. Someone was saying in the club, Steve, I didn't take it on board. He said, "Oh, it's a proper medal instead of the plasticky thing." And I looked at my silver, and it is. It's like just a metal plate with a thing stuck on it, whereas this is actually embossed in. So it's good. Very nice with the new Scale Model World logo on the back. So there we are. That got bronze, which is fantastic. Let's put it in shot. Come on, Jason. There we go. So that got bronze. So then I spent a long time putting a bit of interest into they're screwed. Putting a lot of interest into this older build that I did, which is the Airfix Firefly. And I spent a long time putting quite a lot of detail work in and around on the base. A rear deck you can't really see, I don't think. not on this camera. It's not even going to focus. It's the same principle. It's exactly what happened. Lots of minute detail, lots of different splashes, 4 or 5 different layers. And I put it on the blue tablecloth in the very poor lighting, and it just went, wow, that's just a block of dark green. So that instantly I thought, that's not doing anything. And it didn't. Then we've got this one, which I've shown on the channel, and it's nearly finished. I've just got to do the figure, because you weren't allowed a figure in class. Nice base, inspiration from a Mr. Brooker there. Raise it up, always helps. So it's a plasticard base that's put on. Again, screwed in, as we can see. Really nice work on this, if I say so myself. I know nice armour. I know when armour's good. And this is getting there. It's starting to look like a nice piece of armour. Different for me. You'd see it on the... You'd know by looking on the channel it's different from most. Really nice dust work and mud work and along the top here. Base is a bit basic, but you know, it shows it off well. Lots of chipping that I've never done before. Nice aerial, even put on some bits of cut up beech leaves, literal beech leaves, cut up tiny. Put them on the back there, which Joe, he knows who he is, suggested. And high hopes on this one. I put this one in because I couldn't, between the Panzer one here, which is also on the channel, this is coming very shortly, I felt this was better. So I thought I'll put them both into the same class and they'll compete. This got absolutely nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. No, nothing. That's out. Then we got the Panzer one. And we got the Char. Now, this is the thing that I was talking up, that I said is the best model I've ever built. And the Panzer one was the best finish I'd ever had. I felt like this is equally as good, but in a different way. It's a different technique. This, hands down, this is not good. Oh, look. See who I support? Let's not talk about that. And I don't want to hear from Sunderland fans right now. This is the best I've ever done weathering by far. Everyone who I've shown it to would agree. You guys will no doubt agree. I worked on every single aspect. You can see where this is going. And the best compliment I can give this is when I look at it, I see it looks like the models I look at and think, wow, how the hell do you do that? It just happened. I don't know how it happened. I've got like layered dust effects in and around the rear deck. And, you know, the panel is, this was dark, super dark grey. Really like dark grey. The Panzer grey that I use, it's almost like a purple black dark. And it now looks like vehicles in Barbarossa looked. I've got lots of staining, lots of fading. See there, the decals are on absolutely perfect. Tamiya decals, not easy. Dust work, you can see the varying tones, you can see the depth there. The different sort of oil streaks. Even painted the chain up. You can see how nice the tracks look. The exhausts, really good. I got close-up photos of this. Did some like Rinaldi type highlighting around the top to make it look like metal. Let's see if I can get the turret off. Usually only handle this with gloves. I think we can see there. Well, we can't. The lighting's too harsh, which telling half the story, and we'll get to that. And everyone wished me good luck. All the people who sort of bounce ideas off saying that's really good. I wish you all the best. And put it on the table and I thought, oh, and it just went grey. I thought, bollocks. And it did. It's not enough contrast. It just, the black base is meant to make it pop. I mean, it makes it pop, but not in poor lighting on a bright blue jazzy tablecloth. And I thought, oh. And I was very excited, and I came straight in and I looked at this and it had nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I thought, for goodness sake, I've entered 5 here, I'm going to walk away with nothing because the aircraft were around. So I swung straight in, char, nothing. Went on to the next one. I thought, oh, the Panzer one. This was the hope initially. Now, can you tell? Can you see anything different? So best finish before the char. Char definitely is better on 4K video, high definition photos under extremely good light. This looks good kind of wherever you put it. It just looks right. It's got that look. It's got that look. It's got that look. It's got that look. Well, then you put it on the table, the blue tablecloth, and it went, that looks okay. And I walked over to that, and I cannot believe it. I know this has been a long long tail. I cannot believe it. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what it means. It doesn't come well to me. I've joked about, oh yes, well, 2-time medal winner at 2025. You mean gold winner? Yes, it's all me deflecting because I don't really know what this means, and I'm not trying to say, oh my god, what does this mean? I don't know. It doesn't come easy because it sort of changes things in my mind, just the way I think. I would have liked to have got feedback. That's not really what UK stuff does. And that's absolutely fine. I'm going to just turn that around because the extremely high mirrored last minute plaque is certainly looking like that. I don't know what gold on that. It's in a different class. This was out of the box, which doesn't mean so. In some, let me define what I think standard kit, which is what out of the box means. For a lot of places, so if you go to a regional IPMS show, speaking like American, if you go to like IPMS Salisbury show or something like that, and you enter into the competition, you will enter into armour, and you can go from out of the box right the way through to fully detailed, and you'll get points for the more detail you add. Okay, so you're at a slight, well, it was a long time ago anyway. There might be different classes, but anyway, you're at a disadvantage just building something out of the box. When you get to Telford, Scale Model World, you've got standard kit, and then you've got a different category, which is this. It's got an etch set and all sorts thrown at it. So this goes into additional detail. This is not at a disadvantage being in standard kit. And it doesn't mean you're not judging the build quality. What it does mean is you're not going, okay, the fenders are thick. You can't sort of talk about that sort of thing. But you do look at the wheels have to be straight. There has to be no glue marks, no super glue marks. There shouldn't be a lot of super glue. None of that. It needs to be tight, and the finish needs to be really good, and the weathering needs to be really good. That's the point. So the fact that it's in standard kit doesn't mean it's a lesser build. Well, perhaps it does mean it's a lesser build, but it doesn't mean it's at a disadvantage for it, nor does it mean you can take your eye off the ball, because standard kit is like that. I'm not trying to talk it up, which now it sounds like I'm trying to talk it up. See, there's going to be lots of caveats and trying to justify, because it doesn't sit well with me. I'm not just saying that. It's a heavy burden, but I'm extremely grateful for it. Saved the day, actually. Well, I mean, this would have saved the day. See, this is the trouble. The gold deflects from the fact that the Spitfire that's not going to get anything got something as well. I mean, this is what a gold medal does. It's difficult. I'm very, very appreciative. And this channel, I'm doing it again now. Look, I'm justifying it. Well, I'm going to carry on. This channel is about learning. The beginner's guide to armour building was me learning with you. I know we start right at the basics with the Panzer II. I mean, I was going back from where I was at that point. When we get to something like the half track, the German half track, that was everything I had thrown at that. I'm learning with you, and I've shown you how to get from that bit to that bit, and then we're going on. And there's modelers. There's a model I need to mention. I'll mention him now. I later realised he was part of the IDF SIG, I think. Fantastic stuff, and I should have made more of it. I was a bit spun out at the time, as I always am. I'm usually very hungry, really tired. And when I'm hungry and tired, there's only one thing left before I sort of shut down. And that's if it's hot. If I'm hungry, tired, and it's hot outside, I just need to go and lie in bed and try again tomorrow. He came over and he mentioned that he was a fan of the channel, and that he started with the beginners series. Anyway, cut a long story short, he built an IDF piece, put it into whichever bit in the category it was in the competition, and won a finalist medal. And he said, I've gone from that, and he's making the point that it wouldn't have happened without the videos I did. So I'm extremely grateful. Hey Siri, stop listening. So I'm extremely grateful and very glad that I was able to help. And this is the point. He has gone past where I am, this is the point. So this is why this is difficult. And it wasn't like a lot of people talk Telford competitions down, and if you've been to SMC, which may as well be on the moon for me at the minute, IPMS Nationals is hard enough to get to. I get it. If you're comparing Telford to international European shows, obviously there's a difference, and the Europeans aren't coming over to Telford as much at the minute, and I understand why. It's not great times to do it. But you'll often see in social media IPMS, and it's mainly America. I don't know why UK's been hit with it, because all of the real sort of confrontation is about IPMS USA. But then Telford just got dragged into it. It's got nothing to do with it, really. As far as I'm concerned, placing at Telford is like as high as it gets. And I haven't been to a European show, but I'm from England, so this is my nationals. This is a big thing for me. I first went in 2018, and I just looked at the competition. I didn't enter it for 5 years. I didn't think I can't enter the competition. Entered in 2022. Is that 5 years? 1, 2, 3, 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that was the first time I was confident enough to do it, and I entered, and I got silver for an aircraft, and I thought, here we go, be able to game this 2023, right? I'm going to enter all these different classes and get a gold there, because there'll only be a few entries. Get a gold there, get a gold there. What did I get with entering nearly 10 entrants? Nothing. So it's not easy. I'm not trying to talk it up again. I'm rambling because I haven't had enough time to really gold medal winner, social imaginary social jar, full up and overflowing. Coming home thinking, right, well, what's this going to mean? All it meant was my Monday off, thank God, was a trip to the tip, because there was some stuff that needed to get gone, and shopping needed doing, and we needed to clear the kitchen out because we were starting to get that done. So certainly came crashing down. certainly got humbled, but anyway. So I'm going to have a think about what we're doing. One thing that I came back from is I think there is a place for quick builds. There is and I don't want to now mean every single build is going to be, okay, that's got to be an award winner, because I think I would very quickly find that unenjoyable, as would you. I think what it needs to be is one build a year needs to be off the channel, really. I could possibly film it, but not tell you until it's done. And then that's the one you want to put in the competition. And I think where I am is I build models for YouTube, and that doesn't mean that every single one needs to be a competition winner. They've got context. Some need to be, this is how we do this. Some need to be, I just wanted to build the Airfix Tempest, and I had a great time, and I just gave it an oil wash. There's a place for everything. The Spitfire, the cleanest build I've ever done. That's what I tried to do. Build-wise, I think it's faultless from my critical eye to the level that I can build. I can't see anything more I could do from the build. The paint was good. The markings and the masking, awful. Got in a right pickle. And then messed it up by putting the black lines over the roundels. So poor in that sense. I'm surprised it made it, but it is an extremely clean build. And the one thing I would say, looking around the competition, is I thought build cleanliness was, if you had a wheel out of line, you're gone. Some of the stuff that was getting gold, finished nice, but some of the basic modelling skills were just horrendous, which is, I'm going to have to take some time to unpack what that means. I was thinking maybe some different classes, they don't think about that, but I thought every class, you need to have scribing panels needs to be good. Some of the scribing on some panels was not great. Roundel decals over rivets, you've got everything riveted perfectly and all this wash and everything, then you get to the decal and it's just a blob. Decal's not in panel lines and stuff like that. So there's a lot of basic stuff that was winning awards and not... Sorry, there was a lot of models that were winning awards with basic issues. So that's what everyone should be aspiring to. You should be trying to get your builds as clean as possible. Basic stuff, your decal into the panel lines, your washes not stopping halfway through a panel line, no seam lines, no ghost seams and stuff like that. Clear transparencies. And I would, if you're into trying to compete, if you've got a tight build and you look around it and you think, well, I can't find anything wrong with it, there's no marks on it, it's a clean build, okay, maybe the weathering isn't artistic, maybe this, that and everything else, might be worth throwing in. I'm just saying, there's some questionable stuff as well as some extremely high level stuff as well. Maybe that's the point that I was rambling on about, why Telford gets talked down. That might be one of the issues. There's certainly ways the competition could be improved. Queuing just to get in there, awful. I was facing the wrong way for 10 minutes before I was even facing the right way in the queue because it was going around like that. Ridiculous. No need. You get to the room, it's half empty. It's just pure bureaucracy, which the show seems to drown itself in for no reason. Saturday, you could go through the curtain and out the short way to get outside and then come back through as long as you had a pass. Sunday, we're not doing that today, mate. Why? It doesn't matter, does it? There's no reason. It's things like that. Some of it is the International Centre's choices. Some of it is the IPMS's choices. It's not easy. I've worked in positions. I've been chairman of a club. I know what the bureaucratic side of things is like. You can get lost and drowned in it. I think ultimately they do the best they can, and they should take on some feedback, because I feel like also the minute you try it, certainly on Facebook, if you try and go onto the IPMS group and say, oh, I think you could do this better, first thing you'll be hit with is, why don't you volunteer? Which is the most ridiculous response ever. But there we are. All in all, fantastic show. It's only going to get better. Already booked accommodation for next year. Spanish Civil War SIG will be there. Southwest Aviation in Scale SIG will be there. We're going to try and book a row, because I try and get So-So in as well. So I don't know how many rows there is, but that's pretty much locked in. That'd be like however many tables. So that'd be great. I hope we can pull that off next year. We stayed in what can only be described as a crack den. It was absolutely unbelievable. Telford was on and off this year, so we did well to get there. I booked an Airbnb in November. But God almighty, because I'm the little, Lord Fauntleroy type in our little group, I got my separate room, but single pane windows. It was so cold. Like, you pull the bed sheet over you and it's like ice cold. Tim's a boiler man, so we got the boiler running, but good God, shower was just horrific. It was a bath shower, which was either scalding hot or freezing cold. You just had to pick the best. Worktop, the worktop over the fridge wasn't connected to the wall. It was just on top of the fridge. There was a cooker and the extractor fan wiring was just taped to the wall. I've never seen. We got the bed out for Tim, which was a pop-up bed, and 2 slats fell out. It's just nuts. But that was its own sort of fun. Looked out the window. I was saying about where's the rubbish. Tim said if you looked outside, looked out the window, and there was a hedge, and in the gap between the hedge and the window, piled this high, was just like, I don't know, 1990s electrical hoovers just filled up, but just rubbish. Nuts. I've never seen anything like it. It was clean enough, got a head down, had a parking space, and it was all right. But there was a Waitrose close, which I think saved it. But goodness me, we've booked a posh place in town with a bedroom each, 3 stories. So no more. No Wi-Fi. There was no Wi-Fi. And the TV area was this like piece of card that you had to like. You put it like that and the TV would work. You let go and it wouldn't. But we watched Cliffhanger, so that was good. Anyway, that was what happened there. It was good. It was good. We need to have a proper debrief. We'll probably, I'll probably pick maybe the char. We know about the aircraft. We know about that. I think we might have a debrief on the char, the Panzer one, and the VK601 and the Panzer one. Maybe think, okay, what can we see here? Maybe we'll have a critical review, and let me know in the comments what you can see. But we'll get it under the proper light. Let's really dive in. I would like to have got feedback on why that won. I would love to know what made that win. There was some great models in that category. I think one of them won the 4 Corners trophy. This. I'd like to have feedback as to why this didn't as well. It'd be great because I did everything I could here. I've since my friend Dan has since said I think we could push that another 20 hours in weathering, which makes me think, could we? So watch that space. We'll probably do that. And I'm starting to think in my mind what I'm going to start building going forward. Just to round off, if you've got this far, non-Telford competition-wise, channel-wise, I've got a huge plan that I've now committed to. So there is something that I'm going to start in January. I'm going to probably try, it's no good telling you, but anyway, I will tell you. I'll try and get sort of 6 months to a year's worth of building ahead of it, and then it's going to be a monthly series running for an extremely long time. In a new format, and I've decided even if it doesn't do well, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway because I want to do it. So I hope it does really well. I hope every video gets 10,000 views, which isn't even really well. I'd be happy with that. So let's see. But it's a very different take on what I do, I hope. But still modelling, obviously. So that's that. And I've got something else I'm going to release as well, which I've got. I won't say exactly what it is. I nearly released it just before Telford. I need to sit in front of this computer for another 2 hours and it's ready to go. So that could be interesting. And that will be coming definitely before Christmas in November. I've committed to that. Outside of that, I'm going to keep the aircraft going. I'm going to keep the tanks going. We've got VK601 is going to be, figure's going to be painted this weekend, and then stick them in the top, draw a line, edit that down. So that will be the next big tank video. Lots of new techniques there. Life colour, weathering, just using their liquid pigments. Totally different, bit of a game changer if you struggle with oils and enamels. Char B full weathering to this point, so we'll call it to this point. Then if I push it again, I might do a video of taking your finished model and pushing it further. It's glued to the base, so I'm going to have to speak to Dan on how's that come off of there. It's glued on, but I'm sure he's got ideas around that. I'm hoping to have a sit down and have a bit of a debrief with him with these very shortly. We've got the club meet on Friday as well, so we're all going to meet up. There's actually another chap in So got gold in hypothetical military vehicles, got silver in his armour category. He does I try not to say silly stuff, but you'd probably take that as a compliment. He put a jet engine on the back of a Valentine. I don't think it ever happened, but I can never know because he also builds mine rollers that did work. Anyway, he got silver for that, and Steve got a bronze in, I think it was diorama for what's it called? Cyanoplane? Flying boat plane. Skips across the water, Russian thing. So did really well. We entered 9 and 5 placed. 5 placed. 5 placed. So that was good. That was a nice little... so anyway, that's by the by. Yeah, so very good, very happy. I'm not going to keep rambling on anymore. I hope those of you who follow the channel are pleased that this has happened. The Panzer 1 video is up on the channel. It's a 2-parter. Didn't do well. Wasn't presented very well as a thumbnail, but the videos are good. So watch the videos based on this. Go back and look at it. It's not on a base in the video, but it is now. The new Tamiya kit, sublime. I'm going to get another one, I think. There we are. I'm going to build some aircraft. I'm going to build some armour. I'm going to get cracking next week once I catch up with my real life issues and I'm able to come back in here and play with these things. Until that happens, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.